Paul, following Saturday night's fantastic win against the Swans, are there any injury concerns coming out of that game?
No, we're really pleased, obviously, with the win, but also with what's come out in terms of injuries. At this stage, it doesn't look like we're going to have anyone miss for that reason. We've got a few sore players, a few very sore players, and every time you play Sydney, you're going to expect that. So, but the medical staff are telling us at this stage of the week, it looks good. And, I suppose we're buoyed by the return of the three players that did play back in the AFL side last week. So a good game all round.
Nathan Lovett-Murray and Andrew Welsh made successful returns to the VFL on the weekend. Could they be pushing for senior selection this week?
Well, they both now they didn't play full games, but they played 80%, which is very, and they both played well, which is they didn't just play, they performed. So showed some really good signs. It'd be good to have them both available. They'll certainly be pushing for AFL selection. We'll be looking at our side and looking where we can improve it. So it's great to just create a little bit more pressure. There hasn't been a lot of pressure around selection in recent weeks, so I would think this week there could be.
And how is Brent Prismal tracking with his recovery after his surgery last week?
It went really well. So he had the full reconstruction. He didn't opt for the Lars option. So he's they're very buoyant in terms of they think it went really well, the operation. Now it's the long period of rehab. We hope that he'll be available basically by end of April is what we're looking at.
And what is the update with Travis Collier, and could it be a chance to return this week?
He is. Now Travis has started running, and he's well ahead of schedule. The medical guys have done a really good job with him in terms of trying to accelerate his recovery, and he's an outside chance. I wouldn't say he's by any means a definite, but he's an outside chance depending on how he progresses over the course of this week. So yeah, good news for Trav.
And how are Tate Pearce and Carl Hooker tracking with their recoveries?
Yeah, Tate also is an outside chance as well. So and Kale too. We hope will play. So both those boys are very much in the test category. It'll depend on how they train this week. Kale's come along really well. He trained pretty well last week. Tate hasn't been able to do as much, but obviously he's only missed the 2 games since he had the small crack in his leg. But he's just started to progress as of today, so we haven't ruled him out and we haven't ruled Kale out. So again, there's quite a number of players that could be available this week.
And our longer term injuries, how are Jason Winderlich and Courtney Dempsey tracking?
No, they're both tracking well. Jason in particular is well ahead of schedule. He's been training brilliantly. Courtney's on track at the moment as well. So we're quite happy with the way that both those lads are progressing. We'd love to have their speed, their flair, their ball use in the side now, but that's football. But we will have them up and ready for round 1 of next year.
And obviously a very important game for the Bombers against the Bulldogs this week.
It is. I mean, it was such an exciting game. Probably the biggest injuries we got were probably from our supporters and their vocal cords, I'd suggest. So the noise at the end was incredible, and it was a really exciting game. But now this week is just as important a game, and we understand that we get a victory this week. It sets us well on the path to where we want to be. But the Bulldogs they're a good side. We understand that, and we're going to have to come out and play at our best. We were really pleased with the efforts from the weekend. We need to be at the same level this week.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Al.